絶望がなんだって？よく知ってるぜ。今まで何度も乗り越えてきたんだからな。決だ！天使！これで全部終わりだ。
Welcome back, everybody. Back with a video. Today, we're going to be reviewing True Bankai Ichigo Round 4 of Thousand Year Blood War. So, this Ichigo came out in 2018. It's been quite some time. This Ichigo, at his time, in my opinion, was actually pretty damn good. So, he has a boost SA2, a 475 lunge SA1. The radius on his boost is going to be a 525, but again, barely in the radius. Keep in mind, this was about, what, almost 5 years ago at this point. And SA3 is just going to be a full screen. In terms of visuals, I have always loved the purple that they gave this Ichigo. I don't know what it is, but the shading on it just looks absolutely amazing. Visually, in terms of strong attacks, yes, they're pretty basic, but I'm going to be real honest here. I think it's some of the best still in this game, visually to look at. Again, I'm probably just basing it off of the strong attacks in terms of how purple it is. It looks very, very nice, very, very beautiful in my opinion. So let's get right down to the character. So in terms of damage, he has a boost, which does help him out, but he doesn't really have any Berserker with him, right? So keep in mind, back then, Berserker wasn't really normal giving it to units. So at the time, though, they were giving two immune stats on this, which he did get weakening and paralyzed duration, 100% weakening. And if you do understand, round 14 Ichigo has the exact same immunities. He is immune to paralyze, and I'm pretty sure he's immune to weakening. I could bet money on that. Pretty sure he is immune to weakening as well. So again, you see a correlation there, right? But in terms of DPS, it is very, very lackluster, right? You do see some gameplay in the background. We were struggling in IT, hence why we are in IZ now. So again, in terms of DPS, it's not the greatest. But if you really like him, he isn't a bad option. He should be getting a resurrection soon, potentially maybe within the next couple of days, but there's a good possibility his resurrection is probably going to be waited until part 2 of the anniversary. Anniversary is on July 23rd, so part 2 of anniversary is going to be end of the month of July, so July 30 or 31st. I forgot how many days are in July, but keep in mind, it's either going to happen in the next couple of days, his resurrection, or he will get a resurrection on around anniversary, because we are assuming that we get resurrections based off when the anime is airing, right? So we got the first 3 batches of resurrections when the anime was currently airing, right? Our assumption here is that since the anime is going, they can give us 1,000 Year Blood banners, right? And since the 1,000 Year Blood anime is basically done with the first core, I'm not expecting any resurrection batches until the anime comes back again. It makes sense, right? Because assuming they can't give us no 1,000 Year Blood characters while it's running, it makes sense to give us resurrections. It just makes perfect sense in my opinion. So since the anime is stopped, again, we'll find out. We'll find out in the next couple days. If we don't get any resurrection information, then it looks like we are not going to get this round 4 for quite some time. So again, but will his resurrection even save him? I'm gonna be honest here, probably not. He has already 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He has 7 skills. Unless they increase the cap to 9 skills, we're probably not gonna see him get any better. He's probably just gonna pick up either it's gonna be Havoc or more DPS. Either one is fine in my opinion. But again, I think in terms of a character, about what, 4 or 5 years later, same thing as Toshiro, he holds up quite nicely. Now in terms of range, he doesn't have the greatest. He doesn't have that same great range like Toshiro does, thanks to the boost. But the boost, you can infinitely stack it, which is quite nice. Again, I don't think he's a bad character. He's actually pretty decent. I still love him in terms of visuals. I think he's an okay character. Would I recommend using him in the harder content in the game? I do not recommend it. As you saw earlier, we were quite struggling. Yes, keep in mind he doesn't have killer, but if he did have killer, he'll probably be much better, right? So I would only really recommend using him whenever he does have killer in terms of Soul Reapers. So we'll wait and find out. I want to see a Soul Reaper IT just to see how this Ichigo will perform. In a no affiliation, he performed quite nicely, but keep in mind we are a 5/5 max transcended Ichigo. So again, keep that in mind. But other than that, that's pretty much going to be an Ichigo showcase. I like him a lot, but I do think his damage is just lackluster, right? It isn't as great as Toshiro, but keep in mind, Toshiro kind of already got his resurrection, and he got the Havoc that he did need to help his range. So yeah, I think Ichigo holds up quite nicely. But still, in terms of visual, I think visually he's one of the best still without a doubt. Thanks to that purple. It goes hard, in my opinion. But on that, thanks for watching the video. Hope you have a good day, and I'll see you guys later on. Peace out.